हैं ज़्यादा. So under privatization, the government focused on reducing the role of government in the industrial sector and giving more importance, giving more area to private sector, role to private sector in the nation building process. It simply implies sharing the ownership of management of government owned enterprises. मतलब जो government ने own कर रखे हैं enterprises, उनकी ownership को ख़त्म कर देना. Privatization can be done in two ways. The first one is by withdrawing government ownership and management from public sector undertakings. That means government जो है वो अपनी ownership और अपनी management कंपनी में से पब्लिक सेक्टर अंडरटेकिंग में से हटा रही है. अगर 100% शेयर्स थे, अब उसके 40% है, 20% है, 1% है, बट इट इज़ लेस देन 51%. ओके, it does not have the ownership of that undertaking now. It is withdrawing its shares but not all of it. The second one is outright sale of PSUs. मतलब 100% शेयर्स बेच दिए. अगर एक कंपनी थी PSU, उसकी पूरी ही सेल कर दी, 100% सेल कर दिया उसके शेयर्स, पूरी अपनी ओनरशिप, पूरी अपनी रोल जो था वो विड्रॉ कर लिया 100%. That is called disinvestment now. Government is withdrawing a few of its shares or 100% of its shares from its undertaking, then it is known as disinvestment. Privatization of public sector by selling off a part of equity to the public is known as disinvestment. So why was the government doing this? What was the reason of privatization? Government भी तो own कर रही थी क्या? फिर क्या reason हो सकता है? First is to improve financial discipline and facilitate modernization. Government sector के अंदर जो भी enterprises आते हैं वो कभी भी ढंग से manage नहीं होते हैं. So what happened was that government, to improve the financial discipline of the undertaking, to have a more efficient utilization of its resources, government sold it to the private sector. And government जो थी वो generally इतनी efforts नहीं put करती थी कि वो modern technology लाए. It adopts modern technology or it uses new efficient type of technology. So to facilitate modernization was one of the reasons. Second is efficient use of private capital and personnel. Of course, we all know that private companies जो होती हैं उनकी जो efficiency होती है, it is most of the times better than what government has, right? तो government जो थी उसने बेशक it thought that yes, private sector can make a better and efficient utilization of the capital, and the people in the private sector are also more skilled and their managerial capabilities could be effectively utilized to improve the performance of the undertakings. Last one is increased FDI. Of course, government believed that privatization will increase the inflow of foreign exchange, foreign direct investment basically, and the government has also made attempts to improve the efficiency of PSUs by giving them autonomy and freedom in the financial and managerial decisions. They also have granted, for example, special status like Maharatnas, Navaratnas and Mini Ratnas to increase the competition and thus the efficiency of the undertakings. The last one is globalization. And globalization is pretty simple. We all know what is globalization. Globalization is integration of the home economy, of the economy of the country with the world economy, right? That means हम अपनी economy को open up कर रहे हैं and हम दूसरी economies के पास जा रहे हैं, दूसरी economies हमारे पास आ रही हैं. We are creating networks, we are creating links, and there is greater interdependence because of greater integration, right? All the boundaries, all the social, economic and geographical boundaries are being blurred, and whatever is happening in any of the economies, in any one of the economies, the impact of that happening is actually going in all the economies. हर जगह उसका impact आएगा, and it is turning the world into this one whole borderless world, right? Obviously problems are everywhere, but again it's removing the boundaries in a lot of aspects. So under globalization, two things have been emphasized. The first one is outsourcing. What is outsourcing? Outsourcing is basically when a company is hiring a regular service from external sources. For example, if the main work of a company is to provide good shoes to people, is to manufacture good laptops of latest technology and provide them to people. So वही उसका मेन काम है ना. अब उसके लिए इतना हेक्टिक हो जा रहा है when it has to actually follow the legal processes of country, उसके लिए भी उसे फोकस करना होगा. If it has to if the product has certain defects and people have to contact the company, तो डायरेक्टली CEO को तो कॉल नहीं करेंगे ना, वो कंपनी के एम्प्लॉयज़ को तो कॉल नहीं करेंगे ना कि हाँ मेरी प्रॉब्लम है, ये प्रॉब्लम है. BPO कॉल सेंटर्स उसके लिए सेटअप किए जा रहे हैं. The records have to be kept in a company, record keeping. Accountancy services are required, banking services are required, housekeeping services are provided, a lot of services are required. कंपनी हर चीज़ पर तो फोकस नहीं कर सकती ना. उसको या तो वो इस पे फोकस कर सकते हैं कि इट प्रोवाइड्स बेटर लैपटॉप्स टू पीपल, बेटर काइंड ऑफ शूज़ विच आर ट्रेंडिंग, या फिर वो बाकी सारी सर्विसेज को मिला के भी कर सकती है ना. सो इट्स ऑलवेज बेटर फॉर अ कंपनी टू फोकस ऑन द मेन टास्क ऑफ दैट कंपनी. और बाकी सारे जो एक्सटर्नल काम है, जो बाकी सारे विच आर इम्पॉर्टेंट बट नॉट दैट इम्पॉर्टेंट टू द कंपनी, वो बाहर की कंपनी से करा ले. जैसे कि BPO है, रिकॉर्ड कॉल सेंटर सेटअप कर दिए हैं इंडिया में कि वहाँ पर लोग जाते हैं फ्रॉम ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड, पीपल आर कॉलिंग, कॉन्टैक्टिंग द कंपनीज. सो इट इज़ बेसिकली C2B, wherein customers are contacting the businesses for what problems they have. Record keeping services are required, and all these services are provided by the external companies to the main company. So it does not have to focus on the petty tasks which are not that important. And India में outsourcing इतनी ज़्यादा famous हुई है. It is a good destination for outsourcing because of the low wage rate and skilled labor. यहाँ पे लोग अच्छा काम करते हैं और कम पैसे मांगते हैं, जिसकी वजह से outsourcing became a good destination. So World Trade Organization is also an important point in this, wherein it was founded in the year 1955, and before this it was a successor to the organization General Agreement on Trade and Tariff GATT, and it was established in the year 1948. तब उसके member countries थी 23. It had 23 countries as its member. और तब वो क्यों बना था? ताकि वो multilateral trade agreement जो है, बहुत सारी countries के बीच में जो trade agreements होती हैं उनको manage कर सके, wherein it will provide equal opportunities to all the countries. और कोई भी conflict हो तो वो resolve कर सके, कोई भी biasness हो रही है market में तो वो उसको point out कर सके, and it can actually provide equal opportunities to all the countries in the international market for trading purposes. तो वो तब GATT था, बट फिर उसके बाद 1955 में वो वर्ल्ड ट्रेड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन आ गया. एंड व्हाट वाज नाउ, इसका क्या था, इसके कुछ रोल्स थे. इंडिया बिकेम अ मेंबर ऑफ WTO एक्सपेक्टिंग अ फ्यू थिंग्स, राइट. उसका कोई रोल था. इट हैड सम पॉजिटिव एंड इट हैड सम नेगेटिव इफेक्ट्स. लेट्स सी. सो व्हाट वाज द रोल ऑफ WTO? It was, first of all, that nations cannot place arbitrary restrictions on the trade. मतलब अपनी मर्जी से कोई भी restrictions नहीं लगा सकता, कितनी भी ज़्यादा. Okay. Second is optimum utilization of world resources and the protection of environment. ताकि जो economies है वो एक दूसरे की resources share कर सके, provide कर सके एक दूसरे को resources, और there is no reckless use of resources. There is optimum utilization of those resources. उसकी वजह से WTO establish हुआ. Third is greater market access to all the member countries. जो भी WTO का member है उन सबको equal opportunities मिले, उन सब में कोई biasness ना हो, कोई conflict ना हो, कोई लड़ाई ना हो जाए. इसकी वजह से it was a central body which would actually provide greater market access to all the market member countries. उसकी merits भी थे कुछ, that so many countries have actually opened up their markets for India, for Indian companies to sell their products and services. सेकेंड इज क्योंकि एक कंट्री से दूसरी कंट्री में अब ज़्यादा रिस्ट्रिक्शंस नहीं है जाने के आने के, therefore their investment was made more easier. There was increase in the foreign direct investment. लोग यहाँ पर आके इन्वेस्ट कर रहे थे डायरेक्टली. इंक्रीज इन लिविंग स्टैंडर्ड्स, ऑफ कोर्स लोग यहाँ पर आ रहे थे, इन्वेस्ट कर रहे थे, तो एम्प्लॉयमेंट बढ़ रही थी, एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज बढ़ रही थी. देयर वाज इंक्रीज इन द आउटपुट एंड इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द कंट्री वाज आल्सो happening at a new faster pace. Fourth is competition led the firms to efficiently and effectively utilize their resources. There were many of the firms and there were many of the companies which were producing a good quality a good amount of quality products at low prices. Okay, तो उसके competition के चक्कर में there were many companies which thought हमें better करना है उनसे. So that fight actually led to, that competition actually led to much more better utilization, effective utilization of their resources. Fifth is adopt latest technology, that is globalization strengthened the economic growth of the country. Okay, and when the economic growth was there, the developing countries were becoming modernized. Growth हो रही है, modernization हो रही है, and adopting latest technology and strategy was preferred by the developing countries to compete with the other companies. So this whole thing led to increased investment, improved infrastructure, increased growth, new employment opportunities, increased standard of living, and overall good impact on the economy. There were demerits as well. It was a short-term economic prosperity because all the profits which were earned by the companies actually went to the foreign countries. जो भी companies profit कमा रही थी वो सारी foreign चली गई. Basically they all went to set up more offices, establish more of their business in the foreign market, and India did not get so much benefit out of it. Second is the domestic market suffered. That means people actually, when they saw a lot of variety of products, they actually shed their traditional customs, they shed their rituals, and local business, handloom industry, cottage and small scale industries, they suffered a lot due to globalization. The local industries, again, they could not compete with the kind of products that they were producing with their global counterpart. The third is, the main is that the companies or basically the firms in India, the country itself felt cheated because developing countries, they were forced to open their market for the developed countries, whereas the developed countries did not open their market for developing countries. They restricted their trade, they imposed so many barriers for trade with the developing countries. Now